even know how the question started, but that's how we first
But
met.
no, okay. So the question was,
Oh, it was
what was your
my
initial
experience,
feelings,
like, yeah.
experience coming here?
I was
So,
shy, introverted, and I didn't talk to anyone.
So that gives you the vibe. This guy was shy, but cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
He's a little different now, for
Cheers
sure.
to that. If
He's
you
a
know
little
me.
different now, if you know him. If you want to know him, you can reach out and maybe you can
For sure, for
hop
sure.
on a live or something.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I'm gonna get into now. They know about how you felt when you came here in the beginning.
Yeah.
So just give us like some little tidbits. I want to hear 3 major factors in your life when you were in Brazil, when you were living there.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? Your day-to-day kind of thing. What was taking up all your time there? So you said you played a lot of footy.
This is in Brazil.
This is in Brazil.
Okay,
This is when before you came here, when you still lived in Brazil.
So 3
'Cause
things
you lived
that-
there until you were 15, right?
Till I was
So that's 15
14,
years.
yeah.
14. So you've lived in Brazil more
my whole
than you've lived
childhood.
here. Yeah, that's
fully.
right.
Yeah.
So you're, you know what I mean? Even though this guy doesn't have an accent anymore, which is crazy.
I know, that's crazy.
We're talking about that. His brother has an accent, but this guy is fully Canadian now.
fully
My
Canadian,
boy.
which is crazy. So 3 things that I would do in Brazil.
3 major
spend my
factors
time-
of your life. 3, you know what I mean? 3
Okay.
things that drove your life in Brazil.
1. I won't put that one. 1.
We're ranking already. This is crazy.
No, like
He's
1.
ready for the blind rankings.
No, I'm competitive anything. If you know me, like I gotta rank
rank
it.
it.
It's gotta be like in order.
Gotta rank it.
1 was like 100% was friends. You know this, but like people here don't know it. But like the culture there is so much different, and like people are friends with everyone regardless of like anything.
It's more open there.
It's so open, and
I can
like you
relate to
kiss and
that.
hug. You do anything
Completely.
like kiss and hug everyone. It's like really weird. Like not really weird.
It's
For me,
not weird.
Not.
No, it's
no
normal.
for me.
It's
It's
normal
not,
for
but
me
like
too. Yeah.
I'm so used to like society here where it's like yo like you can't do that here. So then like people that
People are just closed off. Here.
exactly
It's just
people,
it's just how
people
it
that
is,
would like visit. Say like you went to visit Brazil from here. It's like okay like you know like. People don't kiss and hug here, like blah blah blah.
A little bit colder.
You say hi,
They're a
like,
little bit colder.
You say
The
hi like
people,
this.
the weather.
Handshake maybe. Everything is a
Hey,
bit
man.
colder.
Yeah.
Super
A
weird,
little
right?
hey, man.
I know.
I
Super
don't
weird.
know what that is. Well, I guess I knew what I know when I'm here,
Exactly.
but it hurts a little.
Exactly.
Bit.
So like
I
I
want to embrace
yeah.
people.
So for
you know?
example, like if I'm like saying hi to my like my male friend, for example, I would like dap him up, give him a hug, and if I'm saying hi to my girlfriend, I would like literally like give her a hug, give her a kiss,
kiss her on the cheek. Yeah,
it's normal. So then that was friends.
This
like
guy's a player.
we would literally like I think
As a
every
player
single
on and off the court.
every single
crazy.
weekend, I think we would do something. Like we would always be up to something. Sometimes no good, but how it works there is like people live in like because it's not safe. Well,
So tell them where you were.
yeah, I was 45 minutes away from São Paulo in a town called Viendo. It's really
Viendo.
no one really knows it, but like
Viendo.
yeah, it's close to São Paulo. It's 45 minutes to an hour, and then it's really common for people to live in like condominiums that we call it, and it's basically like a gated community. Let's just say it that way. And then you would have houses inside, blah blah, and you would always have like a club, like not a club like here, but like a
Community center.
community center, like a place where there's like volleyball courts, soccer, well,
And this
obviously
is for
soccer
youth.
field. No,
for anyone. This is for anyone.
Yeah,
This is for
the
anyone,
condominium
okay.
is huge, bro. There's like lakes in it. Like it was like a normal like.
It's like a bougie favela.
Well, there's bougie ones and then there's the ones that's like cheaper. So like we lived in like a bit cheaper one, but like all my friends lived in like a little bit more expensive ones because like we would go to private school or like an international school, sorry, but it was private.
I thought you told me you're from the favela, bro. So you went up from the favela?
No chance.
This guy's in a gated community? Nah, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
This guy, I don't think this guy ever said that. He might have been talking crazy a couple times. But no, so you had an experience of like, you know what I mean, your group of friends that kind of lived in your apartment block.
Yeah, and we were really close. Like we'd always go to the people's houses. We'd have a party like every weekend, but it's not like party here. It's like during the day we'd go to like these like play soccer. You'd go, dude. By the end of the day,
That sounds amazing.
your feet are like black, like because everyone's bare feet. Like feet are black. You're just playing. You're running on the street. You're running around. You're playing and then at the end of the day, we would always like go back to the house and we always just sit around and like we literally just like talk and like banter around, like maybe go to the pool,
and
like stuff
auntie
like that.
would be whipping up.
Exactly, like we eat something, like always like in Brazil, if you know, it's always barbecue.
Some pan de queijo,
you know?
some pan de queijo.
Yeah, always barbecue.
Okay.
And
some
then
cojinas.
put some steak kind of thing, like some like
picanha.
Yeah, the picanha is crazy.
Stop playing.
So yeah, anyway, so then that friends is one for sure. I was gonna put soccer one, but I'll put soccer two because that's basically like.
Started playing when you could walk.
Yeah, like I have pictures of me with a soccer ball, like when I was like.
And where did the soccer come from? Like, because your uncle played, right? Or was it?
Honestly,
well, I mean, your uncle and your dad played basketball.
All of them played basketball. All three.
Yeah, who played footy in the family?
No one played footy in the family. Well, every Brazilian plays footy. Let me say that.
Yeah, of course.
But like competitively to like a higher level, no one played it. But like people played. But what happened? Because like soccer is just like every kid's dream. So then I just fell in love with that, and then I just rolled with it. So basically, yeah, I just had a soccer ball when I was like 2, and then just like never stopped. And like I played club competitively. I like almost went to like a really nice club, like signed with a nice club of like all this stuff. And then obviously I moved here, so like I was still 14, so like I still had hella time, like because in Brazil it's like 15 onwards is when you start signing for like big clubs, and then you start playing soccer. So like
it gets serious real quick, right?
Serious. Yeah, it's really 15 serious. Onwards, so you can't sign a contract.
And you kind of you almost leave school and you just completely
exactly.
Like
so I had like
in your career
kind
of thing.
You live in like you live in the club like.
And what was the closest? I never asked you that. What's the closest, like Division 2 or Division 1 tied team that would have a youth club near you?
Like all the clubs in São Paulo. There was clubs in the interior or whatever you call it. That we called it, but like there were like main clubs, like all the main clubs were close to me, so like I could have signed for any club and I'd be able to like live there. So it was all within São Paulo, Palmeiras, São Paulo, Santos, right? Corinthians.
Those are all near you, right?
All near me.
Right. So, you guys have a lot.
Palmeiras, São Paulo,
in that
right
area,
beside each
in your
other.
area.
Yeah, and then there's
I'm bad geographically.
There's other clubs like closer to me. There was other clubs that now are huge. And there was one club called Bragantino, which is like in Campinas, which is like.
How do you say that? That's kind of tough.
Bragantino.
Bragantino.
Yeah, so they're actually red. It's called Red Bull Bragantino, like Red Bull as in the drink, and they're sponsored by them, and they so much money. So like they invested a lot in like their youth and everything. So they have a youth club and everything.
So they have the best facility.
Yes, they have a brand new facility and everything. So then like. Yeah, that was like the next step if I stayed.
Like did you have that as an option? Like who are you talking to?
So what happens is like you would play for a club in your city, and then
this is like school or this is just club. This is outside of school.
Club. No, there's no school sports.
There's no school.
Well, for fun, but there's no competitive school sports.
Okay,
that's not a thing, which is completely different from here.
Right.
So then I played club soccer for my whole life, and then when I was like I think I was like 13 or 14 right before I came. What happened is like you would play games against like better teams, and then what would happen is like because Brazil's crazy, these coaches from these clubs would come and watch the game.
They'd be scouting,
bro.
And this is like
scouting.
U10.
This is scouts. This is
like
scouts.
U10. Like when did they start doing it,
bro? U10 all the way up. Like maybe like even younger. Like if you see someone with like talent, these guys
once
start
they found Messi and he was like he looked like he was 5 years old,
and that's why it's so serious. It's like 10 years old. These guys are there. So then they pulled up.
Messi was really a baby. They're like,
yeah, for sure. I remember in my town we played a game and there was 4 different clubs there, and they will tell us this, bro. Imagine being 10 and these guys are like, or like obviously we were probably like 12, and these guys like there's scouts there from this team, this team, this team, this team. You gotta go perform, bro. And it was crazy because like I remember I loved like, and like I was pretty good, like in Brazil. Like I was good here too. I was pretty good.
Nice, but you were nice at the youth level.
Yes,
like,
yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, and I played a lot of futsal. Like, that was my thing.
Futsal.
Like,
Indoor.
Oh man, I loved indoor. Like I played a lot. I still have all my trophies, all my medals, everything at home. But I had like a bunch, and like we would play futsal like every year. Like it was so sick. And then that turned into because then I was like I want to go professional, but professional futsal is not really a thing. It is in Brazil, but like
for Ben Yedder it was.
It's not really a thing. Exactly, it's not really a thing.
Crazy story.
Like that. So then I transitioned to outdoor or whatever you want to call it, field. And then I started playing, and then
real soccer.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we were 12, 13 years old.
Fujibola.
Yeah, 12, 13 years old. Scouts were there. I remember this vividly. We played a game, and like I was a striker. Oh man. Mm-hmm. Let me just change this. I was a striker, and basically like...
These glasses look tough on you.
Tough. It looks nice. I like that. So I was a striker, and then we literally... We played a game, and like there's people watching, blah, blah. And then we got a pen for us.
Okay, crazy. And what's the score in the game at this point?
I don't know the score. I don't remember the score exactly, but like it was like first half, I remember. And I think this is where it really turned, where it was... Because I also knew I was moving here, so I was like, I don't know if there's anything to do with it, but like...
And this is you're a starter, you're one of the main guys on the team.
Yeah. So like, give an example, like I was the pen taker.
Were you playing number 9? Were we
like, I was striker.
Number 9. Always number 9.
Always number 9.
Crazy.
Always played up top.
Benzie.
Scored goals, like obviously, love to do that. So then I would play number 9, pen, ball in my hands, put whatever, blah, blah. I take the pen, the keeper saves it. And like for me, bro, that moment was crazy. Like that moment was like I literally like.
You don't remember where you shot it? Bro, do you remember the pen?
I remember everything. I put it down. I went down doing a routine, and then I shot it like cross.
Like you went left. I tried to go
bottom left.
Yeah.
Keeper saves it, goes out of bounds. He cheering everything.
Like he read you like a book.
Read me.
Buckos.
And I remember, I literally like cried in the game, bro. Like, cause like I was like 12, and like that was such a big moment. Cause I was like,
you guys lose the game or no?
I don't know if we lost the game. I don't remember all the specifics of the game, but I remember that moment so vividly because I remember.
Because that was like a pressure and the competition.
And the scouts were there. If I make that pen, I feel good. Scouts are looking. They trust in that.
You're the man.
Yeah. But then like I missed it. Dude, broke down, like started crying like crazy, and then went to practice like the next week, and like I remember like the coach was like, yo, you gotta play striker or center back now. And I was like, damn, it's like that. So then like they tried me as center back, like everything like that, because like I'm not tall, but like for soccer I'm a bit
just
taller.
Because you missed that pen.
Exactly.
It probably was just
probably other factors. Yeah. And then it just happened. I remember that was such a big moment. I was like, oh my god, that's just crazy. And that's what I remember from soccer there. But yeah, that was two. That was
gotta get back in present
soccer,
until
friends.
We're cooked again.
And third, I don't know. Like third for me was always like food. I feel like food was always a big part of it, and like you miss a lot of it. No, I'm not saying Canada's food's bad, but like it's funny because like when you talk about it, it's like, okay, what's the Canadian dish? And then people look at each other and they're like, what? It's like poutine. And then we're like, yo, like poutine, man. Like,
that's all we got.
Like I'm sorry,
that's
but
like
that can't be your dish. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a place that has like everything. Right. So it's like, so food for me was
we just don't have a food. We don't have much culture. Exactly. I'm sorry for anyone that thinks we do. We don't. It's all borrowed. And I mean, a lot of places it's borrowed.
Yeah.
I'm not acting like I'm the guru of culture or anything, but 100%. If you really think about it, we don't got much. No. And we're, you know what I mean? We're a young country.
Yeah.
And we don't really have a cuisine. It's just borrowed from everyone else.
And
Brazil, I'm waiting. I haven't got the invite to come to the, you know what I mean? To come to the Brazilian cookout.
I know.
But I know it's happening soon.
But yeah, here's
you guys have the cuisine.
We do. And that's the thing.
Specific cuisine.
And that's the North American, like in Canada, it's very North American, like as in like fast food and stuff. But like in Brazil, food was such a huge part where it was like we would have barbecues. Like, remember everything. Like my dad would cook barbecues. Everyone knows how to make them. Everyone has a So like, what's something that everyone has in their home, for example? Like, I don't know, like
bread, milk.
Maybe like no. I'm saying like
talking about here?
So like a lot of homes that I see in Canada is like a fire pit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like keeps warm. Like in Brazil, it's like a barbecue. Like every home you go, every house you go to, there's a barbecue outside. Because like everyone does that, and it's like, and we call it churrasco. Like
churrasco.
Yeah,
right.
so it's like similar.
Churrasco.
So like every like Sunday, for example.
We call it asado.
Yeah, it's
asado,
similar.
You know what I mean?
Similar. So it's like every Sunday almost. So it was like, okay, let's go buy all the steaks, everything, like cook something up. We cook like bread. We make bread, nothing. They would cook like banana on the grill, everything. Like
plantains.
Exactly, everything. Okay. So then food was a huge part of it. So I think that's 3. Like that was like, just like growing up, I was like, food was always so good. Like I love my barbecue. I love like.
You miss that, right?
Yeah, hella. Because you can, there's places like in Vancouver, there's a barbecue, like a churrascaria, which we call it, which is like a barbecue place, like all you can eat. Like I've told you about that, like you know about it. Like an all-you-can-eat place where they come out and they cut it in front of you. Yeah, so sick. So then they have places,
straight prime,
but it's never the same.
No, of course not.
Never the same.
It's not. Yeah. They can't replicate that here. And so what would you say? What would you say that that churrasco? So like the barbecued meat, that's the food you miss the most then?
By far, yeah. Because the other one that's huge in Brazil is like beans. We call it like feijoada, which is like beans.
Feijoada, right?
I think it's like bean sausage, but it's like all like people love that there. Like I like it, but I was never a big fan of it. Okay. So I think if I had to choose one, it's for sure the all you can eat like places and like just barbecuing like in general.
And they have the salad bar and they have the everything.
Look
right?
If you guys want to see it, look it up, like churrascaria.
And it's like it's bro, they're lost.
They're lost.
You know that
CHURRASCARII.
Look at that, all on the spot. What is
this? Sorry.
These guys are made for a spelling bee.
Crazy. But yeah, anyways, like if you want to see it, like we'll put it up. But like it's so sick.
Salad we might have to get some on here. If someone wants to send us some food, I love doing asada.
For sure, yeah.
We might do an asada at the crib soon.
So yeah, that's the food I miss the most for sure.
So
yeah,
you told us about what you miss the most, you know what I mean, kind of thing. What dominated your life there.
Yeah.
So we gotta pivot a little bit. Now that you're like at this moment where you're at, I mean, you can go and look. I feel like that's actually this is kind of interesting. I feel like most people that think they know you, on the surface layer, you know, they see, you know, what you are now, and they know kind of the now, right? And they don't know the before.
For sure.
And not that it's not that it's that different, but like looking back at your life in Brazil, you were there for most of your life. Yep. You know, you've been here for a good chunk now. You've been here for 9 years, you said. And the point you're at now, you're playing, you know what I mean? You're about to go play pro basketball. We'll get into that. You just finished your, fourth?
Yeah,
fourth university season. I always get confused because of the COVID years. Obviously, it didn't go the way you wanted.
Yep.
But it's, you know, I mean, you can't win them all. It's difficult to win. Look, some of the greats never won, unfortunately.
Yep.
But where you're at now, what would you say, like, what would you say is the biggest shock to you of the change of kind of like you as an entity? You know what I mean? Like you went from fully Brazilian Diego comes here, adapts Canadian culture. You know what I mean? Obviously you played footy there. Now you came to basketball. Now you're just a hoop head. You know what I mean? In every essence of the word, of the term. Because, you know what I mean? Hoop is life, ball is life, right? So, what's surprising about that to you, and what kind of stands out? You know what I mean? If you really, we're going to get a little introspective here. You might have to have a sip of wine. But if you really look at yourself now and you say, wow, like, you know what I mean? This is what I've become. This is, you know what I mean? This is my path now. And you're very confident. You said, and I can say that as, you know what I mean? As your friend, as your brother, I can say that this man is, you know what I mean, very confident in who he is now, and I'm happy and I'm proud of this guy. And he definitely was super shy before. I think it's difficult when you're young to be, you know what I mean, outgoing and sure of what you're saying, and because you don't know nothing yet, right? You don't really know. But you know what I mean, you're very sure of yourself now. So like what stands out? What's kind of like, wow, you know what I mean? Like this is crazy, like for you, you know?
I mean, like, as much as like, oh, this is a crazy one. There's a lot.
This is a step out, look in kind of, you know?
It's just like I feel like there's a lot that like I would never expect to happen. It's like if I was like younger and be like, yo, this is where you're gonna be in like 2024 type thing. There's a lot that I'd be like, yo, there's absolutely no chance. You know what I mean? Like the main one, because it's more recent, I'm gonna go into a few ones, but like the main one that's more recent is like just opening it up and having like my own like business or brand, like, because that's crazy. Like as much as like I feel like that's like overlooked in a way where it's like anyone can open a business, but it's like I feel like it's really hard to maintain, and I feel like it's really hard to like get started. And I feel like since I started last year, and it's gonna be a year this summer, and just the way it's going, the support I'm getting is like unreal. So like I feel like that's like the main one, because like not in a million years you would have told me that I would have been like a entrepreneur or like a, you know what I mean? Like obviously it's not like to that extent.
So that was the jump you didn't expect. You could see yourself being an athlete. Yes. You could see yourself succeeding with athletics.
I always, but because I'm very confident. Like I'm a very confident person.
You need to mix in some water.
I'm a very confident person. Like as much as like
is good.
I don't know. I really hate talking about it. Like probably my least favorite thing is talk about myself. But like
it's not easy.
It's exactly. But like I'm basically like. Yeah, I don't know. Like,
no, just say it. You're confident.
I'm very confident
what you can do.
And I always I always thought I would like be a good athlete. So like that part of it was like, damn, like for some reason, like even when I got in basketball, I was like, okay, like there was never I really never really have like doubts where it's like, oh, like I'm really scared about this game, or like I get extremely nervous. Like I get like very nervous before games. Like I get like jittery, like, but I think that shows that you care, like in my eyes. So then like, but like I never get like nervous where I'm like, yo, I'm not prepared, or like, and that comes with a lot of things, like putting in the work, like putting practice and stuff. But like I never like
it doesn't spree from like a completely like I don't know how I'm gonna do this. No, never.
And like I've never got in the game, even like grade 10 senior. Like I remember that vividly, where it's like I never got in the game. I was like, oh my god, like I don't know what to do. Like I'm just pass it. I see a lot of this in like young kids. Exactly. Like you gotta like be confident with it. So I always been confident with it in that part. But like as like opening your own business was never like, I don't think it was ever a possibility.
In the game of life.
Exactly.
Because there's the game on the court, but there's on the field, but there's, you know what I mean? You got to play game out here. You got to be a player.
But to be fair, to be honest, I didn't...
You got to get buckets.
Yeah, I didn't expect like... I don't even know how to word this. Like, I didn't expect the success I had up to this point. If that makes sense. So like...
The amount of success. Like,
yeah, and like a lot of it happened like... Obviously, I don't think I've ever talked about this like openly, like at all, because I don't like mentioning these things.
This is breaking
but, like,
news.
Because like obviously like it's hard though, because like I feel like everyone knows me because of one thing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like it's pretty obvious, like, because it's like
guilty of association.
Yeah, and it's like obviously
basketball.
Yes, basketball, but like even more specifically, like people know me because of that game. Mm-hmm. And like it's like completely fair. Like
it's a blessing and a curse.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
You don't want it to be the only thing, because it's not what you know. What I mean, it dominates your life for sure.
Yes.
But it's not all what you are. You know, what
exactly.
I mean? It's not.
I'm completely.
There's a lot of layers to this guy.
Like I feel it's for sure. Like
there's a lot of layers.
A lot of uncovered layers, man. And yeah, but I feel like it's just like I don't know. Like people know me for that.
Cheers to that.
For sure. People know me for that, and like I appreciate that, because it's like I worked hard for that, and like you know what I mean. Like it happened because of like what we did and stuff. Like obviously I would change a lot about the past, but like I don't like to like regret anything either. So like I'm like, okay, like this happened for a reason. Like people know me because of that game, and it's super cool. Like it's like, okay, like that's nice. But then that's like it comes with like the negatives of it, where it's like
puts you in a box.
People only know me because of basketball, and then the judgment of that starts coming in, where it's like, okay, like this guy, like I don't know, like this guy only does this, or
you've
this
spent
guy.
all this time on this, so it means that you don't know anything outside of basketball.
And it's like this guy's super fixated with that, like, and then like people start talking about like, and that comes even like with like athletes in general, because it comes with like the ego, or like it comes with like, oh, like he must be good, so he must like
be like cocky, be a dick.
It's like I've met
assumptions. People love to assume. Yeah,
I've met so many athletes that are so great at their sport, and like at our level, which is like not a crazy level, but like they're great at it, and like dude, like super like easygoing, like
just because you're good doesn't mean. So and I think this is the thing too. What that I'm just gonna say that associates with that is that people think that they see. They just see you in performance mode, in competitive mode, and like we said, and I'm a culprit of that too. Like I'm an asshole. Like I'm a complete asshole, and especially if I'm getting dogged too. Like I'm not gonna just get dogged and be like, call it a day. You know what I mean? I'll continue on with it. I'm gonna become a dick while I get dogged. I will. You know what I mean? You're kind of gonna hate me.
Yeah,
and you know what I mean? It might give you an edge, it might not, but it's you're not going to be happy while there's like that much intensity going on. And there is moments of happiness, but it looks a little bit different.
For sure, and that's a great point, because
I know you know.
That's what when I got older and like I matured. I think I matured like quickly, like especially when I got to university, because I was always so shy, so I had like, lots of time to think. I feel like, but like my biggest thing now, or like advice, whatever you want to put it, my biggest thing is separating your sport. Doesn't have to be basketball, but like in my case, your case, like whoever, like, because you play all the sports too, but like separating your main sport, which for me is competitive basketball, with life is probably the biggest thing you could ever do. So it's like, because like I had moments in my life where it was just basketball. So like I don't know if you remember, like in my grade 9, 10, and a little bit of 11, I would go to the gym at 7 a.m. every day. We would practice every day. I would play soccer and I played volleyball.
There's only a few that did that.
Exactly. And I would do that every single day without missing. Like my grade 9 and 10 year, I didn't miss a single day, and I would go, my mom knows. And then obviously I stopped a bit when I was going before, which I hate.
Amen to that.
Exactly.
Grab your cup.
Which I hate, which I should have kept going for sure. But
life happens.
Life happens for sure.
You know what I mean? Volleyball, footy.
Yeah, but then
what are we talking about?
Separating that
Subway.
It was crazy because I was still
shout out to Subway and never go there ever again.
I was still,
but the high school there was a lot of visits there.
A lot of visits. So DQ and everything.
$5 football. Stop playing. Now it's like 15.
But I was like that in university for my first like 1, 2, maybe if I've been in more like third year too, where it was like I was so like hyper fixated on basketball and transfixed on basketball, like being the best I could be, which is great. But like I didn't know how to separate that, and I didn't know how to do other things to an extent. Obviously, but I used to be really bad where like I wouldn't hang out with anyone. I would go straight home. So it was basically like basketball, home basketball gym. Like it was just like that. So then it was like, damn, like I would always like, and that's where the burnout happened, and I felt like that. So then in my third year, that's when I like, I don't know, opened up. Like I don't even know what happened, but like I started like,
it's like I could be a human.
Yeah, I just started like,
you
okay, like
a robot.
Exactly. So then I was like, let me just do different things, go out a little bit more, hang out with my friends a little bit more, this and that, and it was crazy. I'm not gonna say it correlated directly, but like I had the best season I had in my career in any sports that year. And I looked at myself and I was like, damn, like, is it because of that? And it could, like,
because you're living your life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Is it because there's a balance where it's like, but that's the thing. You have to separate them. But when you're within those, so like say I'm at basketball court, I'm like at the best. Like I'm in the gym. I'm not thinking about like school. I'm not thinking about anything else. When I'm out, way harder than the other one, but because like I'm always thinking about basketball, but like you're trying to like be wherever you are.
Be present, yeah.
So it's like wherever.
This is a crazy topic, by the way.
So this
is food for thought.
For
this
sure.
is crazy.
Because wherever, for me, it's like be present wherever you are, and you're never. Might be a hot take, but like you're never fully present wherever you are, because your mind's always gonna wander and like be like, yo, I have to do this, I have to do that. Like it's the
trying
task.
to achieve total consciousness.
And maybe
that's
maybe that's just like how I change. And like if people that have like minds that are always like growth mindset, because for me it's always about like growth and like learning and like experience different things. So like for me, I'm always like thinking what I have to do to get better, or like what to make whatever I have better. So like if it's my business, like whatever I have to do to make that better, whatever I have to do to make me a better basketball player. So then I just like separating that is like the biggest thing that like I learned. Whereas like if a few years ago, if you were like, damn, like you're just gonna be like this person that you are right now, like because I'm like right now I'm like completely like if I could be like this for the rest of my life, I'm good.
Well,
you know,
yeah, you opened up a can of worms.
Crazy.
You opened up an oyster with that one. I'm gonna make my own saying.
What do we at here, by the way?
Wait, here, I'm gonna go check the time and just make sure that we
can cut this off.
We're still live here. No, this is too good, man.
Still on?
This is too good. We're at an hour 20. Man, this looks so good. And you got the little
20?
charger in the side. We're at an hour
20?
20. This is beautiful.
Damn, we're gonna have to.
No, but this is too good. This is too good though.
I know.
Oh, we might have to split this into two.
Yeah, we'll split this into two.
It's okay though, because we got more vino. Got some more vino. But no, I want to get into that because now you opened up that oyster.
Yep.
And I want
oysters.
So we've talked about this before. My experience with sports is obviously everyone's is different.
Yeah.
And that's what's awesome. Everyone's experience with everything is different.
Yeah.
But definitely me and yours, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a bit
different. We experienced a lot of similar things. The beginnings we experienced together for sure. Because, you know what I mean? We were both there. We were in the thick of it.
Yeah.
And I think we have some similar regrets and some not. And, I love this and I didn't love this. But I think like what you hit on there is like the tip of the iceberg if you want to continue to try and play at the highest level. Yeah. As long as you can and stay sane is how much does this sport have to dominate my mind and my time and my soul and my everything for me to be the best at it that I can be? And and this is where it gets like really interesting is you know what I mean, when you find that balance, then all of a sudden, you know what I mean, you might find, and it might be coincidental, but you know what I mean, you might find that, you know what I mean, you perform better, or maybe you don't, or this, and then you can, sometimes it correlates and you can point a finger and be like, okay, if I did this more, you know what I mean, there's a story about, there's a really interesting story. You can go and look up the clip on YouTube. There's an interview, I think, I can't remember who, I don't know if it was Patrice Evra, but it was like a legendary footy player, and he talks about, basically, he had just got to his new club, and, you know what I mean, they brought him in, new signing, big deal, great player, and he loved to party. Like, this was his thing.
Yeah.
And but he was at a new club, coach was super strict, agent was like, yo, you can't be doing this, whatever, you got to clean it up, like, we're at this big club now, and
with the
he was playing terrible. And I think the manager was like, what's going on, whatever, this and that. And he told his agent. And the agent literally was like, you know what I mean? This is halfway through the season. And he looks at him and he's like, you know what I mean? What's missing? Like, what's missing in your life? Like, you know what I mean? We're in a new place, fair enough, this and that, but like, what's wrong? But he was just training and so focused, and he said, you know what I mean? His agent said, he was like, you used to, you know what I mean, go out lots. He was like, you know what? This weekend, go out.
I've heard this, bro.
You've heard this, right? Go out, go party, go crazy. You know, don't go too crazy. Make sure you show up.
Yep.
But I want you to go back to your old program, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He did it. He got man of the match in a CL game. Yeah. Then, you know what I mean? He continues to do this. He goes on a crazy run of form. Yep. So, like, this stuff is interesting to me because I immediately thought of that. And I think we actually might have talked about that because at one point.
It probably came up because it's the same thing with me. Like, it was literally, like, when I started balancing it out. And, like, one, people are different. And two, like, people, like, have experience with different things, like, differently. So, like, for example, like, I started to balance out. Like, I didn't go out. I didn't do anything like that. And then, like, I started going out, and, like, it's so funny to say because it's like I didn't play basketball better because I started to go out, but
it was like the frame of mind.
Me taking my mind fully off basketball, maybe was like, okay, like now when I'm in basketball, I'm fully invested in basketball. Whereas before it was like, okay, I'm in the gym, I'm at practice, okay, like I do practice, whatever. I go home. Let's say I had a bad practice. It's like, damn.
It eats at you.
Eating you up.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
And like it happens with everyone that's competitive, but like it's eating you up, whatever, and you're not doing anything to take your mind off it. And like people can do it different ways. Watching a show, going out, hanging out with friends, hanging out with your family. I don't know, going to the hot tub.
Right, you can try, but sometimes it doesn't work.
Exactly, but exploring those things was like what got me. Where it's like now, it's like I hit the sauna and the hot tub like every day. I'm literally like I play chess. I started playing chess. I'm watching more shows. I go out way more.
Expanding your horizons.
Exactly. And then there's hobbies where it's like it takes your mind. It's all about taking your mind off. And
so would you say like
I think it's just a balance.
Would you say there's an element of like, you know what I mean, mental tiredness, kind of like too much repetitiveness is just like a toxic
And it's funny because I see a lot of videos, especially now, where it's like Kobe going crazy, being like, train at 4, train at 7, train at 10, train at 3, train at 6. And it's like,
God rest his soul.
And it's like,
I mean, he did it, and it
worked for him, and that's why I'm saying people are
different.
But
he was psycho in that way. You know what I mean, that's the way he did it.
But now I work for him, and it's totally fine. But for the majority, and I'm like really generalizing here, which I hate doing, but like for the majority of people and athletes, it's like people can't do that. It's like
it's not even about mental toughness. Oh, you're not this. It's David Goggins who's going to carry the boats. I think it's just about like being real. You have to have the real conversation with yourself and be like, okay, like I love this thing. It could be anything. This isn't about basketball, sports. This could be anything. I love this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I care about it. I want to be really good at this thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? How can I continue to, you know what I mean, go like this without having to just leave it, you know what I mean? Because you get too sick of it, and then you end up completely letting go of it. So it's the balance is really difficult to find.
Balance is really difficult to find, but the balance is like really important in my eyes, where it's like you have to find other things that you love and not be like hyper fixated into like one. That's the biggest like advice. Like it's like even if it's in a sport, if it's like a hobby, if it's like your friends, whatever it is, like it's different for everyone. But like I don't know, just like exploring something else is like crucial.
That's crazy. We got all into the mentals there. Sure. That's really nuts. We really went off on a tangent there, but I love it because we could talk about that forever. That's just sports psychology.
Yeah, I know. And I have no like background or anything. That's just my experience.
No, I mean the thing is this is facts.
You know,
you can go and read books and study whatever you want, but experience trumps all.
Yes,
and
that's
I
huge.
think kind of like, you know what I mean, doing and analyzing, you know what I mean? Oh, I felt this. Yes. Why did I feel that? You know what I mean? That is the most powerful. So on that note, what would you say, and this is really interesting to me, for any athletes out there that like, you know what I mean, have really been in this, like that are on this level of like caring this much about playing. What from competition and from obsession of the sport and, you know what I mean, just being in that headspace of like when you're in that, you know what I mean, you're in that locked in headspace where it's just, you're just reacting in real time, and like what elements of that have transferred over into other things in life for you, where you're like, you're like, man, I think I do this better because of how I, like react on the court, or how I've trained my mind to be, tough, mentally strong.
That's a good one.
Decision making, clutch time decision making. Because this is, and people wouldn't think firsthand that this would correlate to real life, but I think it does. I really think it does, and that's why I think certain athletes, when they go into other industries, because now it's more common than before, they just dominate because. Too, man. Yeah, bro, it's just it's not easy being an athlete if you really do all of the steps,
Yeah, I think
to be good.
I think competitiveness is one. I'll dive into all of them, but competitiveness is one. Like, I'm gonna say let's just say decision making, and I'll go into that a bit more. And what was the third one? Oh man. Oh, the third one is time management, and that one's huge. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking more as in like a college, university athlete type beat. So like for me, it's like time management. Again, it's like experience. So it's like I'm in it, and I have to do school, and I have to do basketball. Okay, that's the bare bones of it, where it's like those are the two things you have to do. You have to do one, school to play, and you're playing because you're good enough to play, whatever. Like you have to perform, or else one, you might be off the team. Two, if you're on a scholarship, you might lose one. And then with school, it's like you have to maintain a certain grade.
Right, so it's fight or flight.
To then play, yeah.
It's fight or flight. You're under that pressure.
For sure. And like for me, it's like I got really comfortable. It's like I've had really good years where it's like I'm not necessarily like extremely worried about those things, but I know a majority of people.
And it can happen to anyone.
It can happen to anyone.
Someone could take your spot.
Exactly. At any point. This happens. At any point. And it happens less in youth sports, a lot more in the NCAA, but it happens everywhere where it's like, okay, like you have to perform because or else you're going to lose your scholarship. You're going to get out of the school. You have to transfer. Like a lot of things happen. So then time management is how I started this somehow. And just like learning to be able to manage those two. And then for most people, you have a job on top to pay for everything, right? Because especially in Canada, they don't pay for everything. So then you have to pay for rent and stuff, and they don't pay for a lot of things. So then you have to get a job on the side. So think about this. You're in school from like, most likely, let's be generous. You're in school from like 10 a.m. to like 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. And then you have practice at 4 till like 6. So then when are you working? So then it's like, yo, like I'm screwed.
You're doing night shift?
You're doing night shift.
So then doing homework, when you're resting,
when you're doing homework,
when you being
recovery, everything like that. So then now it's like you're balancing everything. So time management's huge. Like being able to like do tasks on time, basketball-wise, school-wise, or job-wise, is like a life lesson that's insane. And that's why I think people that like employers, they look at it and put you on a resume that you were a college or university athlete is almost like not a lock, but like it's gonna get you a lot of places because it's like, damn, they know how to like time manage, they know how to like handle things.
Right.
And then the second one, what was the other one I had? Competitiveness. For me, that's a huge thing. Like even in life, where it's like you just want to be the best at everything you can do. And like for some people, that might not work, but like even like my business, I'm trying to be the best business like in the world type thing. Like I always have high ambitions, like where it's like, you know, like why not? You know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that. So like being competitive and being like always trying to improve within like what you have. So it's like, okay, like I have a camp that had 10 kids to start. That's fine. You just started. Next camp you have to have 15. You know, and then you're always growing. You know what I mean? Because then at the end, you're gonna reach a point where it's like, okay, like my camp's full. Here's the wait list. And that's the point you're trying to get to. You know what I mean? So like that's like my personal example, but like being competitive in anything, being the best at whatever you're doing, that could be like, I don't know, like can I read 2 books a day? I don't know. Like people are different. Like
yeah,
you know,
no,
like
I mean,
and like being the best and doing the
trying
best.
Trying to challenge yourself constantly.
Yeah, exactly. And then what was the third one? Competitiveness, time management, decision making. Yeah, I don't like. I was gonna say doing things under pressure, but I really hate the word pressure. But like,
I don't know. Life is pressure.
Life is
society we live in here. I mean, if you really think too, the difference between, I mean, it's different kind of pressure there, but difference between pressure there in Brazil,
that's what I'm saying.
Pressure in Mexico. You know what I mean? Like pressure can be different in different ways.
Because I think
it's a little bit more lax there. I think you don't recognize the pressure because it's hot out. You're going to the beach. You're going to the pool. You're playing with your friends.
You know, but I think the word pressure is like overused, where it's like, especially in sports.
You mean the context?
Like this is what gets me, like, in sport, where it's like, I don't know, like, obviously, like, because you love your sport and, like, you transfix on it and you want to win, whatever, and, like, especially me, like, it's like, like, hate losing. I don't think you're gonna meet anyone that hates losing more than me, man. Like, oh my god.
I don't know who likes losing.
Exactly. So then
I want to meet them.
Exactly.
And then they got to put these glasses on. They got to put both of these
glasses on at the same time. So then that's the thing. Like, I hate losing, but at the same time, when you realize that it's a sport, and it's like, because like I've gone like,
and then it's one game, and you're gonna play 1,000 games.
I've got an interview before. I went an interview before, and this happens all the time. Like in the NBA, this happens where it's like,
you've been interviewed.
Wait, what?
I gotta put these on. You've been interviewed.
So yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, you get like people like talk to you, and they're like, oh, like how do you deal with the pressure, or like, for example, like for me, like for example, like I like when I got the Canada West like player from 2 years ago, and then going to next year, it's like a lot of like, oh, like now that you're in like the situation, like there's a lot of pressure on you guys to win again, and it's like we won 3 in a row now, so it's like there's a lot of pressure. You guys are favorites, and I'm like, I get it, but it's like it's not pressure, bro. And it's really funny because like when I learned this, it was so, because it's very cringe, like, because it's also very cringe because it's like, oh, like life is pressure, you know what I mean? Like I hate saying stuff like that, but bro, there's people that like genuinely, like realistically, there's people that like really struggle to survive. Where it's like I'm playing a sport in a country where I don't have to worry about a lot of things. I'm really comfortable.
It gives you a whole support system.
I'm paying, it gives me a whole support system. I'm getting my school paid for free. I'm playing in university basketball.
You get to travel around.
And it's just a game.
It's a game.
At the end of the day, like
you're throwing around the pumpkin. You're throwing the pumpkin into a net.
It doesn't like,
and
it
people
really,
out here can't eat.
At the end of the exactly.
People out here are struggling.
And it is like, I don't want to say it's cringe. I don't want to say it's cringe because it's realistic.
It's the reality of it.
But I'm saying like, when it's like pressure situations, like, I don't know, like, and that's why like I don't think not that I don't feel pressure, because I feel nervous, but like I don't think pressure's a thing, man.
Dude, cheers to that.
It's actually like it's actually a crazy like it's and I've said this a lot of times, because it's like, I don't know, like it's like,
no, I think you don't even have to explain that much more than that. I mean, that caveats into like what I was gonna say about how I feel about what you said.
Yeah.
Is, you know, it's not necessarily basketball related, but I think it's even in our world, in our scenario, how privileged we are.
Yes.
I know that's
a good word.
I know it's tough and people are sick of hearing that. And I mean, trust me, I don't spend all day thinking about, oh man, I should feel so blessed. Like, you know what I mean? I should feel bad for, you know what I mean? How other people are in a lesser position. But and the reality of it is, like, I hear about all these problems and even the problems I get caught up in, or you know what I mean, that we're tripping about.
I know.
And I'm just like, and you know that I do this more than anyone, I'm like, man, none of this matters. Like, we're so good.
Exactly.
Everything's so good. Like, life is so sweet for us.
So good.
Even if you have the worst, I said this to someone the other day, because I had you know what I mean? I had the worst day in recent memory. Even if you have the worst day, for us, that's the best day for someone else. Yeah, that's the best day. You know what I mean? One man's trash is another man's treasure. Like, we're so good that it doesn't matter how bad it gets. And I should have some, you know what I mean? I should have some. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I should say a precursor to that. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. Maybe is. Some people will have a really bad scenario that, you know what I mean, that is in you know what I mean, in this position or whatever. It gets real bad. It does, for sure. But I think for the most part, it doesn't get bad enough to be worried about something that much. And especially a game, and especially, you know what I mean, I don't even know where we want to take it to, but you know what I mean, how people view you, how these apps are affecting you, really your position in life, you know what I mean, what car you drive.
We talk about for 2
Can we really, if we're talking about shop talks, can we really think about that? Like,
for sure.
Why are we tripping about that?
Yo, and
you know what I mean? You're sipping here, you're having a vino with your friend.
A vino.
You're having a vino? Can I get a cheers to that?
Vino
it's nice. Tell me this isn't nice. This is not, and I will say this too. I know that everyone's not doing this. If you want to hop on the podcast,
facts,
and reach out, maybe you can. Well, you know what I mean? We'll take applications.
Yeah, reach out.
If you got Latino ties, I think you're gonna be top of the list.
Facts. But it's crazy. Like that word is crazy because it's like when people worry. Like I am someone that like, honestly, I really don't worry about anything because I always think things are gonna work out. Where it's like, there's just no time to worry, man. Like there's no time to stress. And I generally like I do stress about some things. I worry about some things. It's natural. It's like, it's like human nature. Like it's like you're gonna do it. So it's like, but like what I think is like for example, like, and don't get me wrong, after games, like I need like a solid like if I lose a game, I need a solid like
chunk of time.
A nice chunk of time to like decompress. You know what I'm saying? So like you don't want to talk to me after a loss. And like, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those. But at the same time, after that happens, it's like, what in my life changed when I lost that game? Zero. Nothing, like literally nothing changed. Because like every year is the same thing. Like we lose a game and then we're like, damn, like, oh my God, we lost the game. It's like, we should be this good. We should be the best team. It's like.
But then you come home from Natty's and you're still here. Shit's still sweet.
I know.
Shit's still sweet.
Living good. I have a nice home. I have food, bro. I have everything.
Food on the table.
I have everything.
You got your fam. You got your people.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like
you can still play the sport you love.
Exactly. So we're literally playing for a trophy, which is a reward, which is just like, okay, I want that really badly. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it in the sports context. I don't want anything more than that. But then like because it's just a sport, it's like, okay, like why am I worried about this? You know, like. Right. And like that's like reflecting after. It's easy to say after. So
I know it is, and actually this is going to be a good one for you. Would you say this is going to be a sizzler? I just thought of this as sizzler. Would you say that? Like obviously you want to win a Natties. You want to if you get to this league, you want to win the. You know what I mean? You want to get accolades. You want to get at this. Yep. But would you say that? I know it's hard to say that too, and people can get sour. You know what I mean? If they didn't get those things. Because it's true that you want to be the best. Yeah. But would you say that one should appreciate the process more and the getting there and, you know what I mean, and all these moments? Because, I mean, really, that's all you have. And you get a piece of plastic or metal or whatever your fucking trophy is made out of. Excuse my French. But you know what I mean? But this is like, you know what I mean? This is inanimate objects. But your memories, the grind, the things you learned from this, things you learned from that.
I'm really guilty of this too. I'm a really like, I don't know if it's natural, but like I'm very like rewards like oriented where it's like I'm always playing for the reward. But like I've gotten a little bit better.
I think everyone's kind of
exactly. Because like I'm always it's fair, whatever. But like I'm still really bad at it. But like being like process oriented, where it's like, how about like for a year straight, I just show up every day and I work on it, actually do it. You know what I mean? Like
small things.
Why not? Like it's like okay, like let me just actually stick to a plan. Like sports wise for me, it's like okay, let me work out every day. Okay, like, whatever I'm doing, dude, it could literally be in the gym and go stretch. But let me just show up every day and just see what if it works out.
New to the formula.
Exactly.
See if it makes a difference.
See if it works out. So then it's like, okay, like that's process oriented. You know, that's like you're going through the process and you're not really thinking about a reward. You're just focusing on showing up every day. So that's like every day you're showing up, and I'm talking sports related, but like say like.
But this applies to everything.
Exactly. Say it's a business. Say it's like a business. Like let me spend an hour a day working on the business. It could like genuinely, it could be like looking at your emails to like making an Instagram post
or to researching something new, learning something new.
Perfect. Yes, exactly. So
I was literally that's so funny you say that because I was literally just gonna say like that's the biggest thing for me right now. You can't even look at the comments.
Shades are looking nice.
They're nice. The shades are nice. Shout out to Nick.
Have to put it on, man.
Something I've been doing recently, or sorry, not recently, but something that I started prioritizing and appreciating and you know what I mean, and respecting is, and this applies to life, and it's literally so cohesive with what we were just talking about, is doing all the other things just to kind of like forward yourself as, you know what I mean, I don't want to say as an entity, but just to kind of like improve yourself. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? you know this, we'll get into this in another pod, but
yeah.
I've been doing a lot of different stuff.
That's crazy, Tesh.
I mean, I don't know what this guy's saying. I've been doing a lot of different stuff, as you know, and I'm back and forth and this and that, and it can get really overwhelming. And you're like, what do I focus on? Where do I put my time into?
Too much.
And as you know, like we were just saying, like the pressure, the so-called pressure, and the stress can kind of like, it can kill something real quick.
Yeah, fact.
And I realized, that's the thing I realized was I was like, okay, like why do I do all these things? What am I doing it for?
Yeah.
But when you stop looking at it that way and you're like, okay, I do this because of this.
Yeah.
It's more so you're like, okay, I do this because it makes me, I know that's a lot of people say that, but it makes me 1% better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I do all these things, I stretch because it improves the rest of my day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going on lots of runs. I just went on 10K. I went on 10K. This guy that I was working with today said, why would you do that? Like, why are, obviously this guy's not about that life. He's not like that. But like, he's like, why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah.
And I'm not training for a marathon, nothing, but it's
but it's
I'm just doing it because I'm doing it. Now it's like, I completed that. Wow. Everyone's heard this story, but it's just, okay, what's next?
But it's also, it's also because you want to.
I wanted to do it, so I did.
And that's a huge thing too that I wanted to touch on a bit too, where it's like what you said before. I am playing on the band this next year. What we touched on before is like, what was I going to say? Oh man. No. This is crazy. I forgot. You mentioned it. Oh, about like what people think of you. Because that's a huge part of my life too, where it's like, I genuinely, and this is not in a bad way at all. I genuinely, for me to not like someone is very rare. Like I really enjoy people. Like I enjoy, like I'm shy, but like once I get to know you, like
we have that similar. We're very receiving.
I'm very like I'm open.
It's like
if you come talk to me, it's
all
like
shapes and sizes.
Yeah, like I'm
all
very
sorts
open.
Of people.
But like what I'm saying is like, I genuinely, and not in a bad way. Again, I'll reemphasize that. I genuinely do not care what people think of me. In a way where it's like, I'm going to do what I want to do. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But there's extents to it, right?
My guy.
You know what I mean? But there's extents to it. So like for me,
ain't shy no more. DD.
But
he don't care.
But there's extents to it.
We don't care. We don't care. We don't trust them. We don't trust you.
For sure. But there's generally extents with it, and like for me, like a big part of life in general right now, like social media, like is a huge part of like everyone's life, society in general, and like for me, it's like obviously like at the same time that I don't care, a little bit is like, yo, like I should probably do the right thing still. You know what I mean? And just like
doing the right thing for you.
Yes, do the right thing for me, but at the same time, it's like. At the same time, I'm not really trying to like, I'm not trying to hurt anyone ever, but that's just like, I feel like hopefully everyone's like that. And I'm not trying to like offend anyone at any point. So like for me, it's like, I'm not going to go on social media and be like,
this is how I feel, I don't like
exactly.
this. There's no point. What is it going to do?
No one's going to do anything.
I thought about this too. Literally. I really thought about this the other day. I'm like, I really don't like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I could.
That's fine.
But then I really thought about it and I'm like, what is this gonna do?
Yeah.
And it's what you know what I mean? What is this gonna do in the grand scheme? Is this gonna change anything?
No. And
and it's just gonna create like negative energy out there.
And that's all about
why do we need to do that?
Yeah, and it's all about fast food because I don't want to like at the same time social media, I still want to portray myself in a good way to people where like
I think you want to portray yourself as you are, you know what I mean? And you're good people.
Exactly.
You're a
and
good
like,
guy.
And like at the same time, it's like you're trying to portray it for people to like you at the same time because it's natural too. It's like you want to have like you want to have more friends. You want to talk to more people.
You want to have a good image, of course. Yeah, this is.
Exactly. As you said too, it's like it's all about good vibes, good energy. It's like, and it's so for me, it's like at another point, it's like it's so easy to tell right away now. Where it's like I've been around like both, where it's like good energy, bad vibes, good vibes. Where it's like when I meet someone, or like even like I'm really like observant. Like I really like I judge a lot. Like it's really bad, but like I can tell right away if like I'm gonna enjoy being around this person. Where it's like. Like I've met so many new like
talk to me,
talk to me. Yeah, I met so many new people where it's like friend of a friend, for example. Like, cause my friends group are really tight. Like I don't have a lot of friends, but like in a way, sort of. But like
I don't have that.
But like what I'm saying is like I met friends of my friends where before I would never talk to them one-on-one, but because I had this friends with her, and now it's like yo, like we're literally like almost in the same friend group where it's like yo, this is sick. Like I get along with them because it's good vibes. But then there's also people where it's like. oh, I could tell that's bad vibes. Yo, let me step back a little bit. Where it's like, I'll still respect you with everything I got. I'm never gonna like, never gonna be rude, never gonna be like, nothing like that.
If you don't step wrong,
exactly.
To me, if you don't step wrong to me,
I'm not doing.
There's nothing.
I don't.
Zero. I have love for everyone.
Zero.
If you don't step wrong to me, I might not rock with you. I might not want to.
But I'm not.
I might want to not expend energy to you.
But I'm not gonna say anything.
No, of course. I don't have no hate. Like,
exactly.
I don't have no
you
hate.
do you. I do me. I'm good with that.
Of course.
As long as you, but this is the thing, right? And this, I gotta take the glasses off for this. But what I'm saying is like, this is where the Brazilian in me.
Another sippy for
this
that.
after this
That's
one.
crazy.
This where the Brazilian crazy, like, this is where the Brazilian side comes to me, because it's that fire where it's like, at the same time that happens, it's like, because I don't get frustrated a lot, and like I hold a lot of things in, like I'm really like, I'm generally very like calm and easygoing, but like,
no, everyone.
But at the same time,
gets to a point.
But at the same time, if you get me, then you get me, because it's like, yo, like I'm not. Because
you can only
in my
be
eyes,
Mr. Cool Guy for so long. Of course,
but because in my eyes, I try so hard to like genuinely be like so like open and like I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but like just like, I don't know, open arms to everyone kind of thing, like, you know, like receiving everyone, like being like genuine and stuff like that, that like when something ticks, or like when someone's like, you know, constant doing something and it gets me, then I'm like, yo, you gotta chill out.
You gotta chill out.
But at the same time, it's like I'm never,
and
that's what I've learned so much in my life now, where it's like I used to hate conflict. Not that I like conflict right now, don't get me wrong.
So you kind of know how to deal with it,
yes,
maybe more
because now I know how to deal with it more,
recognize it.
and the most important part is I'm comfortable being in conflict, where it's like I'm comfortable, like I was always like a yes person, and now I'm comfortable being like, yo, no, like I gotta do this before I do this. You know what I mean? Like, sort of thing. Or it's like, yo, like why are you doing this? I think, honestly, I still don't do it enough. Like, there's still so many times where like I think, I let a lot of shit.
And I mean, and a lot. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't want that to be a thing anymore. But honestly, too, though, you gotta think about it like you not being caught up in all that all the time. That's also a blessing. Like, not caring, I really don't care.
That brings a good vibe.
I only you know what I mean? We're very aware people.
Yeah.
I recognize everything around me. I'm always conscious of what's going on, of course.
Yeah.
But like, if you choose to jump on everything you see, you're gonna be a hella busy person. You know what I mean? You're gonna be caught up all the time.
Definitely.
You kind of have to pick and choose your battles, right?
For sure, yeah.
And some stuff's not worth it. And if you don't even if you don't even like give it the time of day, it usually just, and that doesn't mean to avoid stuff, but you know what I mean? You can't really answer every question. No. You can't.
You're never always going to be right.
You're not always going to be right, of course. You know what I mean? You try to like admit when you're, you know what I mean? When you're off course or whatnot. But I mean, who is the person watching? Who's the person, who is the adjudicator of all your decisions? I think that's what we forget about too. It's like, you know what I mean? You have people that you look up to and you want, you want to make proud and whatnot, but who are you really doing it for? I mean, you're doing it for yourself. Make sure you're stepping right for yourself. And I think that really fucking wraps this off.
I agree.
I
agree. That was a good podcast.
That was some good.
That was a nice podcast. Good start.
For real. That was some good
stuff. Good timing too.
That was some good stuff. For real. That was some good stuff. I think we got a cheers to that.
Can we finish it off for the rest of the podcast? Where that's it?
I think we need a little. Feature from. We gotta get them in here now.
We gotta get Eli.
We gotta get the gang in here real quick.
I haven't seen him all, bro. Huh? Eli, get in here.
That's a wrap.
It's okay.
That's
a wrap.
The boys are doing their thing.
This is the boy Eli right there.
This guy's in the all black.
What's this?
Okay, he's got the scar.
That's Elliot right there. That's the boy. Number one is done. You got anything to say?
That's crazy.
Number one is done.
We're out here. This is Elliot. This is Elliot Cuthbert right here. This is Cuddy. ET Soccer 33. We're gonna have him on the pod real soon.
Yep.
Don't worry.
Yep.
But we gotta get Eli in here too. Get Eli in here. Come in here, Eli. We gotta get Eli in here too.
Number one's done, man.
Come in here. This is Eli. How can I say more? Proxy.
All the behind the scenes,
everything.
man.
Fucking R&D. We're doing research and development, and we're doing it now. Everything.
Yo,
can this mic hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear him?
The mic's
We're gonna get this guy on the next. He's probably gonna be on the next pod.
Next.
We got a lot coming. We got a lot coming. There's gonna be more structure. This was all off rip. Just know. We literally had. If you look. We had 2 things written down.
We got a little paper here. No,
literally, that was for the game. That was for the game.
Yo, we need an outro, man. What's an outro? What's an outro?
Oh, outro?
We need an outro. Yo. Come sit on the fly. Little outro.
Joga talks. Let's do.
What if you do some keepy uppies right here for Joga?
Let's do it.
Get the soccer ball right there.
Let's do it.
Right there.
Here. There's one. We gotta shift the table a little bit.
Shift the table.
Let's get it.
Shift the table.
That was big. Let me.
Here, get some touches in here. Get some touches in here.
You guys too nice.
Get some touches in here.
Let me catch you later.
How
long are you here for?
I leave on Wednesday, bro.
Okay.
Okay, just text me. We'll do that.
You're going.
We'll catch up, bro.
You're going.
Yeah, I know for sure.
Is it?
I'm going night times. Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, hit me tomorrow. Right down low, right there. The soccer ball right there.
Boys, all the love,
buddy.
Hey,
you have a good sleep.
Yo,
you get to think it.
finish out the Joga. Can you see it?
Joga bonito.
Can you see it?
Joga talks.
Can you see it right here?
You know what it is. You can see. You can see what's going on.
Can you see the ball here?
Oh, you can see it.
You can see it?
You can see it.
You can get the Joga right here. You don't know about this though.
Hey.
Get the Joga and then you got it right here.
Hey.
Oh, they still got it. And then we cook it up. Yep. We do another one here. That's Henny right there. That's the outro. Right there. Then Henny cooks it up. Oh, we there.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
No, we don't got the
Jogas
too good right now.
Yep.
I'm a little sorry. Joga talks. You know what I'm saying? Talks. We're out here.
We out.
Keep the shades on all day, all night. Yep. You know what it is. I'll see you on the next one.
See y'all later.